Hi guys, it's Dr. Pam, and we are going to talk about something that maybe some of you haven't heard about before. I had to do some research recently for a patient visit, and I thought, you know what, I bet a lot of people have never heard of this. It is sleep paralysis. Sounds a little spooky, but let's go through some basics. So what is it? Okay, so when we talk about REM sleep, a lot of people know, obviously you're not moving, or maybe you don't know that. So in REM sleep, you're usually not moving, and it's usually when people associate dreams. They can often be vivid, and you think you're asleep. So, you might call it a altered state of consciousness. So sleep paralysis, you have the I'm not moving, temporary loss of control of your muscles, because your brain, when you're in REM sleep, it doesn't want you to act out your dreams and stuff. So your brain apparently has this protective mechanism to keep you still. And then you have this vivid dream, but because you are in a mixed state of consciousness, now you're awake instead of the normal asleep. You have what it would be called a dream if you're asleep, but it seems more like a hallucination because you're awake. So about 75% of people that experience this sleep paralysis would say, yep, I have the hallucinations. And it's kind of interesting because they fall into three main categories. Kind of cool, a little bit off in the weeds here. But some of them are like an intruder, or you have a sense of a dark force. Some people call it their sleep paralysis demon, I guess. That was news to me. I didn't know that. Then there's this sense of an out-of-body experience. Motion, your body's doing something, but you know you can't move. And then there's also this suffocation or chest pressure hallucination. So very interesting. So you can see where that would be mildly frightening to scare your pants off. So anyway, I think that's where a lot of the anxiety comes from in people that have experienced this, because it induces almost a panic sensation, but you can't move. So that sounds terrifying. And then what else do we know about sleep paralysis? I wrote a couple notes. I want to get some of the big things. It's usually brief. So in studies, they think it's from a few seconds to several minutes. I saw one source that said maybe up to 20 minutes, which sounds like a long time to be able to not move. And then most people cannot speak also during that. Causes, there's some speculation, but they think it may be related to other sleep disorders or mental health disorders. So there's some association with narcolepsy, sleep apnea, sleep deprivation, shift work, interestingly enough. Am I forgetting anything? Those are the main things that I saw. But this involves about 20% of the population, they think. That kind of floored me. I would not have expected that. Often starts in childhood to teenagerdom. So if you hear one of your kids talking about this, it's not out of the norm. 1 out of 5 apparently is going to experience this at some point. Can definitely occur during more intensely stressful times. And I think that kind of makes sense. And then it can maybe hit a peak during the 20s and 30s is what they think. So it's not dangerous. It's not tied to any diseases or anything that we know of developing from it, other than some people start to not want to go to sleep. So I can imagine feeling terrified and not wanting to experience that every night. So it's not that people have it every night, but they never know if it's going to occur. So really interesting topic. Not something that I had a lot of super up-to-date knowledge on before. So hopefully that enlightens you a bit. Have a great day, and I hope you sleep well tonight.